Let me give you the retirement math nobody on Wall Street wants to slow down and explain. Everybody keeps telling Gen X the same thing. Save money, spend less, max out your retirement account, and hope the market performs. Wait for Social Security. Somehow, magically, it's going to all work out, right? So this is what they keep telling us. But let's do the real math here, okay? Because that's where the rubber meets the road, y'all. If you have $500,000 saved and you follow the old worn out 4% rule that gives you about $20,000 a year. Sounds like a lot until you divide it by 12, right? It's only $1,667 per month. Okay, now let's say that Social Security gives you another $30,000 per year. It's about $2,500 a month. So together, you're looking at about $4,167 per month before taxes, before inflation, before medical costs, housing, family needs, vehicle costs, and the price of eggs going crazy one more time. All right, so here's the question that matters the most. Is that enough? More importantly, is there a better way to think about this? I think there is, okay? I really believe there is. So here's the deal. The secret to this, it's not just saving a much larger pile of cash. The secret's actually building cash flow, right? So real estate, which is where my expertise is, when it's positioned correctly, it's got the potential to create income that can replace income that you thought only a giant retirement account could provide. All right, that's what we're going to be breaking down in this video today. So stay tuned, keep your eyes open. Let's check this out.
The 4% rule is not complicated. The idea is that when you retire, you withdraw about 4% of your retirement savings each year to help fund your lifestyle. So if you have $500,000 saved, 4% is $20,000 per year. That is the baseline. Now I want to be fair. The 4% rule is not stupid. It created a framework. It gave people a way to estimate income from retirement savings. But here's the problem. It is still based on withdrawing from a pile. You are pulling money out of an account. And that means your future depends on a few things you do not fully control. Market performance, inflation, taxes, withdrawal timing, sequence of returns, healthcare costs, and how long you live. That is a lot of hope built into one plan. And hope is not a system. I am not saying retirement accounts are bad. I am saying they are incomplete. The real problem is that most people were taught to chase account balances instead of building income systems. That is the Wall Street version of financial literacy. Build the pile, protect the pile, withdraw from the pile, and pray the pile lasts. But operators think differently. Operators ask, what produces income? What can I control, improve, and manage? What asset puts money into my pocket every month? That is a different conversation. Let's reverse the math. If $500,000 gives you $20,000 per year under the 4% rule, then the true income number is not $500,000. The true number is $1,667 per month. That is the cash flow target. Now let's take $1 million. $1 million at 4% gives you $40,000 per year. That is $3,333 per month. So when somebody says, I need $1 million to retire, what they may really be saying is, I need $3,333 per month of income. That is powerful. Because saving $1 million can feel impossible. But building $3,333 per month in cash flow, that is still hard, but now it is practical. Now we can build a plan. We can look at real estate, rental income, small multifamily, lease purchase strategies, and real estate-backed income. We are not just wishing for a giant account balance. We are engineering monthly income. And that is the shift. I have counseled a lot of people over the years who are smart, hardworking, and responsible. They did what they were told. They got the job, paid the bills, raised the family, bought the house, put money into retirement when they could, and tried to be good stewards. But then they hit their late 40s or 50s, and suddenly the math starts getting loud. The kids are grown, or almost grown. The house may still have a mortgage, and the retirement account is not where they hoped it would be. Social Security may help, but it may not be enough. The cost of everything just keeps going up. And then they get online, and some guru tells them they need to buy 47 doors, wholesale houses, flip properties, become a millionaire, and live the laptop lifestyle. That is not what most Gen X men need. They do not need hype. They need a clear path and practical math. They need to understand how one smart real estate move can start changing their future income picture. That is where the one-door control system comes in. Real estate is not just buy a house and hope. Real estate is a system: acquisition, capital, and management. Those three pieces determine whether the property becomes an asset or a liability. A good deal with bad management can become a bad deal. Bad debt on a decent property can choke the cash flow. Buying emotionally instead of strategically can turn real estate into a nightmare. So no, I am not here to tell you real estate is easy. I am here to tell you it is controllable when you treat it like a system. In my book, Get Unbroke, I talk truth about A.L.I.E. That's A.L.I.E. Assets put money in your pocket, while liabilities take money out. Simple. But most people do not live by that definition. They call everything an asset. The truck, the boat, their big house, and toys are assets. No, not if they are taking money out of your pocket every month. That is consumer economy thinking. The consumer economy teaches you to measure your life by what you can buy. The investor economy teaches you to measure your life by what your assets produce. That is the shift. Cash flow real estate, when structured properly, can put money in your pocket. Not always in the first month and not always perfectly. Not without reserves and effort. But properly acquired and properly managed real estate can become an income machine. That is what we are after. Not trophies, not doors for bragging rights, and not guru nonsense. Income. That is the point. Let's make this painfully clear. If you want to replace the income of a $500,000 retirement account using the 4% rule, you are trying to create $1,667 per month. That is the target. Now, can one property do that? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on the market, financing, rent, expenses, condition, management, and strategy. In some cases, one small multifamily property might get you there. In other cases, it may take several doors. In other cases, a lease purchase strategy or real estate note structure may create a stronger cash flow profile. The point is not to force a deal. The point is to reverse engineer the outcome. You do not start with the property, you start with the income target. Then you ask, what type of asset can produce that? How much capital do I need? What financing structure makes sense? What risks do I need to protect against? What management system needs to be in place? How long will it take? That is how operators think. They do not chase shiny objects, they build machines. Now let's talk about the $1 million number. $1 million sounds powerful, and it is. But again, under the 4% rule, it equates to about $40,000 per year of income. That is $3,333 per month. Now, $3,333 per month in additional income could change a household. That could cover a mortgage, groceries, utilities, and reduce pressure. That could give you options, make Social Security feel like support instead of survival, and help you stop depending completely on the stock market. That is why cash flow matters. Not because it makes you look rich, because it gives you breathing room. And when you are in your 50s, breathing room matters, control matters, options matter, and a plan matters. Here is where I am going to step on some toes. A lot of people say they want real estate income, but they keep waiting. They are waiting for rates to drop, waiting for prices to crash, and the perfect deal. Waiting until they know more, the news gets better, they feel confident, and all the risk disappears. That day is not coming. There is always risk. There was risk 20 years ago. There is risk today. There will be risk 20 years from now. The question is not, can I eliminate risk? The question is, can I manage risk intelligently? That is what adults do. That is what operators do. They do not run around like gamblers, but they also do not sit frozen while inflation, time, and taxes eat their future. They learn the game, build reserves, run conservative numbers, get help, and start with one smart move. That is how this works. This is where I love the ANT philosophy. The ANT does not look impressive, does not have a Lamborghini, and does not sell you a course from a rented mansion. The ANT just works daily, persistently, quietly, and over time. That is how real wealth is built. The people who win with real estate are not always the flashiest people. They are the ones who keep stacking good decisions. They buy and manage carefully, reinvest, stay disciplined, do not panic every time the market shifts, do not quit because one tenant was difficult, and they do not confuse inconvenience with failure. That is what Gen X needs now. Less hype, more ANT. Less guru, more operator. Less fantasy, more cash flow. That is why I wrote Get Unbroke, because people do not just need more financial tips. They need a different operating system. They need to understand how money actually behaves, why cash flow matters, the difference between assets and liabilities, why the consumer economy keeps people trapped, and to understand how to start thinking like an investor economy operator. This book is not Wall Street fluff. It is not guru hype. It is not a promise that real estate will magically solve every problem. It is a wake-up call, because here is the truth. You may not have time to save your way to a giant retirement account, but you may still have time to build income. That is the big idea. Do not just chase the pile, build the pipe. Do not just hope your account lasts. Create assets that produce income. Do not just retire from something. Build something that funds your life. That is what Get Unbroke is about. Pick up the book, read it, mark it up, argue with it, use it, because your future income will not build itself. So here is your takeaway. A $500,000 retirement account at 4% gives you about $1,667 per month. A $1 million retirement account at 4% gives you about $3,333 per month. So stop being hypnotized by the big account balance. Start focusing on the monthly income, because income is what pays bills, gives options, reduces pressure, and lets you breathe. And real estate, when positioned correctly, can be one of the most powerful tools for building that income. Get the book, Get Unbroke, at the link in the description. And when you are ready to talk through what one smart real estate move could look like, schedule a call. This is not about getting rich quick. This is about getting serious. Fund life one door at a time.